Caught in the Web, How Scammers Trap Us. Hi everyone, welcome to Hooked by Scams, The Untold Stories. I'm your host, Ali, and today's episode might shake you a little. Because we're talking about scams, the ones that don't just live online but reach right into our friends, families, and neighbors' lives.
And I'm Sarah. Thanks for tuning in. You know, Allie, when we talk about scams, most people think it only happens to someone else. It could never happen to me. But that's exactly what scammers want you to believe. And that's why they succeed.
Exactly. And if you think scams are just a minor nuisance, listen to this shocking fact. In 2024, Americans lost $4.6 billion to crypto-related scams alone. That's billion with a B, and that's just what was reported. Think about all the cases people never report out of fear or embarrassment.
That's insane! And not just crypto scams, right? Romance scams, fake job offers, phishing emails. Scammers have an endless toolkit. They adapt, they evolve, and every new trend becomes a new opportunity for them.
Absolutely. So in today's episode, we're going to do three things. Number one, share real victim stories so you'll understand just how subtle and dangerous scams can be. Number two, break down the tactics scammers use like FOMO, social proof, and psychological tricks. And number three, give you prevention tips so you can protect yourself and your loved ones.
And trust me, Allie, the stories we've picked today aren't just statistics. They're human stories. Stories of people just like you and me. A college student, a retiree, and a young professional. None of them expected to get scammed, but they did. And their experiences can save someone else's money, maybe even their life.
Right. So whether you're driving right now, sitting at home with a coffee, or just out for a walk, stay with us. Because what you're about to hear over the next 30 minutes might change your perspective. And who knows, it might just save you from falling into a scam one day.
Allie, before we dive in, quick question. Have you ever faced a scam yourself?
Honestly, yes. I remember back in 2022, I got an email, supposedly from my bank. The subject line said, "Immediate action required, account suspended." Naturally, I panicked. I clicked the link, and right away I noticed a red flag. The URL looked completely wrong. Luckily, I didn't type in my password, but imagine if I had, my account could have been wiped out.
That's such a good example, because scams have become so sophisticated. We used to think scams were obvious, bad spelling, weird grammar. But now, they look professional, polished, and legit. It's not about being careless anymore. It's about being constantly alert. Exactly. And that's why we're doing this podcast, to spread awareness, to share knowledge, and to build a community that helps protect each other from scams. So, without wasting any more time, let's jump into our first real-life story, the story of a bright college student who thought he was investing in his future, but ended up losing everything.
All right, let's talk about our first story. It's about a college student named Ryan. Now Ryan isn't his real name, we've changed it to protect his identity, but everything else you're about to hear is real. His story starts like many others, with dreams, ambition, and the promise of quick success.
Ryan was 21 years old, studying computer science at a university in California. He was smart, hardworking, but like a lot of college students, he was always short on cash. Between tuition fees, rent, and daily expenses, money was tight. And like so many young people today, Ryan was fascinated by crypto. He'd read stories about people turning a small investment into millions overnight.
And that's where it all began. Ryan told us that one evening while scrolling through Instagram, he came across an ad. The ad showed luxury cars, a fancy lifestyle, and the caption, "Turn $500 into $5,000 in 1 week with our exclusive crypto trading platform." It looked polished, professional, and the comments were filled with people praising the service.
He clicked on it, of course. The link took him to a website that looked just like a real financial platform. It had charts, graphs, even a support chat box. Everything about it seemed legitimate. So he thought, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
So Ryan transferred $500 from his savings, Within hours, his account dashboard showed he had made a profit of $200. He was stunned. The platform even sent him an email. "Congratulations, your first profit. Withdraw anytime." And when he tried to withdraw the $200, guess what? The money actually showed up in his bank account.
That's the hook. It's classic scammer psychology. They let you win a little, they let you taste the profit. And once you trust them, you're ready to go all in.
Exactly. Over the next 2 weeks, Ryan invested more. First $1,000, then $2,000. The dashboard kept showing massive profits. His account balance climbed to $25,000. Ryan was thrilled. He was already dreaming about paying off his student loans, maybe even buying a car.
But then, the real trap snapped shut. When Ryan tried to withdraw a larger amount, around $10,000, the platform suddenly flagged his account. A message popped up. To process your withdrawal, you must pay a 10% security fee.
He panicked. He contacted the platform support. They reassured him, "Don't worry, this is standard procedure. Just pay the $1,000 fee, and your $10,000 withdrawal will be processed instantly." It sounded believable. After all, they had already sent him money before.
And so he borrowed $1,000 from a friend and paid the fee. But after that, nothing happened. His withdrawal was still pending. When he reached out again, they demanded another fee, this time $2,000, claiming it was for tax clearance.
That's when the realization hit him. He'd been scammed. The dashboard numbers, the earlier withdrawal, the support chat, all of it was part of an elaborate setup. In total, Ryan lost over $15,000, his savings, his friend's money, and a huge chunk of his financial stability.
And the worst part? Ryan wasn't careless or stupid. He was targeted. These scammers know exactly how to prey on young people's hopes. They design platforms that look professional, they use fake testimonials, and they create just enough proof to seem real.
Absolutely. And Sarah, do you know what really shook me about Ryan's story? It wasn't just the money. He told us he felt ashamed, embarrassed. He couldn't even tell his parents at first because he thought they'd see him as irresponsible. That shame kept him quiet, and scammers count on that. The less victims speak out, the longer these scams keep running.
That's so true. And Ryan's not alone. According to the Federal Trade Commission, people in their 20s are more than twice as likely as older adults to report losing money to investment scams. Why? Because they're digital natives. They're online all the time, they trust tech, and they're optimistic about quick success.
Exactly. And here's the heartbreaking detail. Ryan said he still gets messages on social media, new opportunities, new promises. Even after losing so much, the temptation is there. Because when you're financially struggling, even a small chance of getting out of it feels worth the risk. That's the psychological trap.
So, what can we learn from Ryan's story? Number 1, just because a platform looks professional doesn't mean it's real. Scammers invest heavily in making fake websites look legitimate. Number 2, any promise of guaranteed profits, especially fast profits, is a red flag. And number 3, if you ever see upfront fees to access your money, it's almost always a scam.
Well said. And to all our listeners, here's the golden rule. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. No one, and I mean no one, can guarantee 1,000% returns in crypto or any investment.
Ryan eventually reported the scam to the authorities, but unfortunately, the chances of getting his money back are slim. Still, by sharing his story, he hopes others won't fall for the same trap. And that's powerful.
It really is. And Ryan, if you're listening, thank you for being brave enough to share, because your experience is a lesson for thousands of others. All right, that was our first story. Up next, we're diving into a completely different scam, one that preys not on greed, but on loneliness. We'll talk about romance scams and how they've broken not just bank accounts, but also hearts.
Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this.